I am Angelica Perman, and I'm a spiritual guide, an intuitive, a medium, and a sound healer.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about your background and how you discovered your abilities or your gifts.
I've been a very highly sensitive person and an empath my entire life. And as a child, I used to see spirits and I would feel energies, and I could always feel where people were really at. And as a young adult, I went deep into the spiritual healing and I had an awakening. And I had many teachers that came through that helped me to trust my gifts. And the first one was being energy sensitive. And then I started to read people. I could see things. I was a seer, and I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. So I have all the clairs. And then the medium work started to open up after I got Reiki. I started to see spirits and be able to support people with their loved ones that had passed. It was just like having a regular conversation. So my
Okay.
journey has been very deep and for many, many years.
Okay. And with that being said, what can a client expect with you during a reading or session?
Um, okay. So I usually start out by having my clients say their first name three times, and I tune into their energy. And then I start to see movies, very vivid movies about what's going on with them, about their past, about their blocks, and then exactly how to support them with really practical information. I'm also a medical medium, so I can read the body and I connect with people's guides. So if they have loved ones that pass, I start to see them in my third eye and feel them. And then I tune in and people can ask any question. So it goes from deeply spiritual questions to things that will help them with grief, will help them with business, creativity, and just being a human on this earth because it's hard to be highly
Okay.
sensitive. So most of my
Mhm.
clients are the same way.
Okay. Do you use any tools or specific techniques when you work with your clients?
I do. So I developed my own deck, the Magical Manifesting Messages deck. It's the Oracle card deck. I use that. I'm also a tarot reader. And then just tuning into their names. So because I'm a musician, I'm very sensitive to sound. So I use my ears to tune into their vibration, and then I can hear what's happening in their body. I can hear exact messages of what will help them. So it's
Great.
those are the main thing.
Great. So, how do you typically connect in the unseen world or the energy of a person?
How do I connect in the unseen world? I'm always connected to the unseen world. Well, I've been practicing meditation for so many years and I do my own spiritual practices. And so it's become very normal for me to be in the 3D and then also to be able to tune into higher frequencies. I don't need to close my eyes, but I used to close my eyes and I would see the messages that way. Now it's kind of like there's a computer screen and I see movies of the person
Okay.
etherically, and that's how I connect. And it's instantaneous right as soon as
Okay.
I hear their name.
Do you have a memorable or impactful reading that you remember?
Oh my God, there's so many because I've been doing this for 24 years.
Okay.
Um, I've read people from 90 to 3 years old. So I remember a 3 year old that was having a lot of problems sleeping, and I gave them a reading about their family. They had a broken family. And he was just so sweet. And he just sat there with me. And at the end of it, he's like, "Oh my God, Mommy, I feel Angelica's energy. My whole body's tingling. I feel so much better. I feel so happy." So that was one of them. And
Okay.
then as far as adults go, um, I've read so many high profile clients that I can't say their names, but people that are very known in the world.
Okay.
And I've also done house clearings for them. So when they have
Okay.
a spirit issue,
Great. All right. So, some final thoughts here. What advice would you give someone seeking their first reading with you?
before they start the reading with me, is that what you mean?
Yeah, someone that's seeking out and their first reading. What advice would you give them?
I would give them the advice that When you can connect with someone that's a trusted guide that has the kind of intuition that I have, that's compassionate and loving, it will support you to not only have clarity, but also to move out the blocks and the stress and trauma that you're going through. So it's a very holistic reading and includes a clearing and a healing. So at the end, you're going to feel light. So if you're worried about anything and you're worried about me seeing something bad, I always say things in a positive way so that it doesn't scare you and it supports your overall manifesting.
Great. All right. Well, thank you for your